All right, guys, what is up? Saturday morning, November 30th, and this is going to be our first salt run of the year. For us, this is very, very rare. We don't go out very often in November. Usually we'll go out once or twice in December, but usually November is nothing for us. So very, very early for us, but it seems to be that way all the way across the country. It looks like everybody's getting snow, so that's good for everybody. Making a little snow money, getting that white gold falling from the sky, so can't complain. But it is about 5:45 in the morning. It's 5:44, so I gotta head out and get her done. Yeah, I got everything loaded up. First year for this truck. I'll show you guys the truck whenever we get somewhere where I get some light. But first year for this truck, so everything's new. So tonight, or this morning I guess I should say, could be interesting. Hopefully everything goes smooth, but you never know. There's always kinks to be worked out. So I'm gonna get on the road here as quick as I can and try to hit a couple right away. I got one that's about a mile. I can actually see it from right here, so we'll go hit that one and see how she does. Excited. We do our billing for snow at the end of the month, so it is, like I said, November 30th. So whatever we do today is going to be bonus money. And let me tell you, as the owner of the business, I like bonus money. Bonus money is good. So this truck here, this is now my personal truck. I no longer have a personal pickup truck. This truck is a crew cab, 1 ton with a little dump bed on it. And it's got the auxiliary switches that are already pre-wired and pre-installed in the truck underneath the radio. And that is a game changer for installing snowplow and not so much the plow, but the plow accessories. We put backup lights on all of our snowplow trucks, and we also put strobe lights on all of our snowplow trucks. Just being able to run those wires right into the cab and plug them in is super convenient. All right, here we go. First stop. Let's see how she does. Old spreader, old wiring harness. Newer truck, not new truck, so nothing's new here, so we'll see how she does. Get a little spinner going. I like the spinner about 5. Auger about 2. And as you're going to be able to tell here, this is a pre-treat. They're calling for 1 to 3, supposed to start at 8 a.m. What I just did reminds me of something else I want to bring up, but they're calling for 1 to 3, and it's supposed to start about 8:30. So we still got 3 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. All right. So what I was talking about, or what I just got reminded of, was on On the Salt Dog salt spreader controller, any salt spreader manufacturer, you need a pause button. Every salt spreader needs a pause button. And there goes one of my buddies right there. We bought a new Salt Dog, okay? $10,000 salt spreader. No pause button. And when you're going through a parking lot and there's cars everywhere, well, let me just tell you, you need a pause button unless you really want to piss some people off and pelt some people's cars with salt. You really need a pause button. So, salt spreader manufacturers, never sell a salt spreader without a pause button. Gotta have it. Alright guys, I'm gonna get this one done. I gotta run inside and get a slip signed. This is a 24-hour facility and we are required to get a slip signed every time we're here. So I'm gonna run inside, do that, and off to the next one. But one down, my vibrator's not wanting to work. There it goes. Vibrator seems like it's got a little lag to it, so I'm not sure what that's about, but the salt sure is spreading nice and dry. All right guys, I'll catch up with you on the next one. Man, I don't know if it's just me or if you guys get this way too, but I get a little giddy whenever it's the first time out for snow and ice management. I don't know why. The adrenaline, the excitement, I guess. I don't know. The fact that I know I'm about to make some cash, that helps too. But no, I like doing this work for whatever reason. Call me crazy, but I enjoy it. All right, one done. On to the next. We're gonna do about 12 or 15 right now, and we'll see where we go from there. We're in the mid-20s for number of properties this year. I'm sure after this is going to change. Every year after the first little dusting, we'll get a few calls and add a few properties to the route usually. But this year I dropped a bunch. Every year since I started, we have grown, and this year I dropped like 7 or 8 properties that we were doing just because I don't want to do them anymore. I didn't even give them an option. I told them I was not giving them a quote this year. So we are down, I guess you would say, as far as number of properties and amount of square footage that we're normally doing, but that's what I wanted. My brother, my right-hand man, just had a baby. I am about to have another baby, about to have another boy, so I'm gonna have 2 kids, and keeping up with this stuff when you have obligations can just get really tough, and I just don't want to leave anybody stranded. I don't want to leave anybody out to dry, so to say. So I'm trying to do what's right by our customers and just trying to be realistic with what I know we're going to be able to get done on a regular basis. And I knew that where we have been years past and where we are going to be able to be moving forward is a different place. So happy that I made the decision. It was hard cutting ties with that. It's a lot of money every time it snows, but I needed that. I needed to do it. And we added one decent sized property this year. We added another, I think it's like 3 acres, 3 or 4 acre property. So that's nice. I like the bigger ones, and all the ones we got rid of were small, about an acre. So didn't really go down too much as far as the size of or the amount of square footage that we're plowing, but number of properties we went down quite a bit. So really a win-win, but like I said, it's hard to let go of that money because I could have kept this new big one and I could have kept all those, and I could have really been raking it in, but then I would have had to hire more people, probably buy another truck or another machine, and just wasn't ready to get into all that yet. So maybe next year. All right, hold up to this. Oh, about lost the GoPro there. Fell off the windshield and out the door. All right, number 2 is done. Oh yeah. And I got some new books for us this year to fill out as we go. You can do it on your phone, but the problem is with our software, I can add them in our software as we go, but that's just kind of a pain in the butt to, especially whenever it's snowing and your hands are covered in snow and ice and you got to get your phone out and you're fumbling around on your phone. So I got some books, handwritten books to fill out every time that we service a property, and there's 2 copies. So whenever we fill it out, we'll have our copy and then we'll have a customer copy that I can send to them every month whenever we send our billing. So each service will have one of these work tickets with it, which has location, which of course we'll just write whatever customer that is, but it has city, it has technician name, service date, time of service, and then service performed, and then also just current site conditions, what things were looking like at the time, how much snow, if it was just ice, whatever, slush, whatever we got. So ground temp or whatever, air temperature, not ground temp, air temperature and all that stuff, which we don't need to necessarily fill out all those fields, but whenever I had these booklets made up, I wanted to have more information on there than I thought we needed. That way I knew we'd be covered. So I'm gonna fill this one out real quick. It's gonna take me about 2 minutes. And this will just help validate too, for, like I said, if there's ever any, oh, you weren't here, blah, 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 here's the proof. And for that matter, I'll show them this YouTube video if they tell me I wasn't here. How about that? All right. So on here for service performed, just for an example, it has de-icing parking lot, de-icing sidewalks, de-icing both, plowing parking lot, plowing sidewalks, and then plowing and de-icing all. And over here, snow amount of inches, zilch, nada. It's a pre-treat. All right, so there you go. Just like that. That one's filled out, and technically every time I fill out one of those, that's a paycheck, so that's nice. And I don't have to worry about it. In the past, guys would keep lists on their phone, and if we know a storm's coming and we know what we're gonna have to do, which is very rare in snow and ice management, but if you happen to know what you're gonna be getting into, well, yeah, then it's easy to preload your schedule and be ready to go and check them off as you go. But in snow and ice management, you just never, when you like this, you go out in the morning for a pre-treat and you think, okay, you know, I'm gonna pre-treat, maybe that's it, or maybe salt one more time. You could end up, you know, it could end up being a total bust. We don't get any snow at all. This was totally unnecessary. Or it ends up where we get 4 inches and we end up salting 2 more times or 3 more times, and we plow once, and you end up servicing one property 5 times in one day. So just so unpredictable that you can't really preload your schedule. So I don't like handwritten stuff, but we've used these books, very similar books to these, for subcontractors, and they work out really well, actually. So that's what we're gonna do for this year, and we'll see how it goes. All right, pulling up to number 3 here, and I'm still only about 1.5 miles from the shop. And I'm actually, this one is connected next door to our biggest property. So our biggest property is only about 1.5 miles from our shop. I drive the skid steer here sometimes down the highway. All right, spinner 5, auger 2. Whoa. Spinner 5, auger 2, and then like on this controller it has a pause button, so it's great. And I just paused it whenever I left the last property. Pull up here, press pause, and you are ready to go, which is great. My blue light's not working on my salt spreader, Those of you guys that follow us, you know we use a blue light out back for the salt spreader, but for whatever reason, that thing's not working. I'll get that diagnosed either later on this morning or next week. Supposed to have family Thanksgiving today at 1 o'clock, so, or 12 o'clock, 12 or 1, something like that. We'll see if I make it. Hopefully I will. I don't want to miss it. But if duty calls, duty calls. I should be able to at least squeak by for a few hours, even if I do have to go plow, which I honestly hope we don't have to plow tonight. But if we do, we do. Not quite ready. We're ready. Everything's out. Everything's ready to go. We have one skid on the job that we'd have to go pick up, which would suck because it's about 20 minutes away. But if we do, we do. But I didn't want to bring it home. I didn't want to make a special trip to go pick it up. It seems that my vibration is paused, is delayed, I should say. Whenever I whenever I hit pause to unpause it, it seems that vibrator has a little delay on it, which I don't remember it having in the past. So might be something I need to check out. This is also a different controller, so I guess technically that could have something to do with it. Let me know down in the comments how many properties you guys service and how many square foot you guys service. So like I said, we're about we're about mid-20s, and we'll do that with 4 guys. But a lot of our stuff, honestly, we're really lucky we don't have to do that many sidewalks. A lot of our places have very minimal sidewalks, and we have a couple places that have more than minimal sidewalks, but the maintenance guy does them. Or the maintenance team, I should say, for some of our factories. So that really helps out. We're not much for the sidewalks. I'm not big on sidewalks. I'd rather stay in the truck. If I'm salting, I want to be in the truck. If I'm plowing, I want to be in a skid. I don't like plowing with a truck. After plowing with a skid for a couple years, plowing in a truck is just not productive at all, in my opinion. We were plowing our big property over here. The time that I realized that it's a night and day difference between a skid and a truck. We had 2 trucks over here at our big property, which you're gonna see here in just a second. And I was in the skid, and this property's basically divided into 2. There's like 2 big chunks, and then there's some smaller sections. But there's 2 big chunks that are separated by a bunch of islands. And I was on the right, and 2 of my guys were on the left in trucks. I was in a skid with a 10-foot Arctic, and I finished before they did. I outplowed 2 trucks, and they still had, and I had to go over and help them finish. So if that tells you anything, and those guys are very experienced. Both of them been plowing for 10+ years. So yeah, skids can just outperform a truck, hands down, no questions asked, no argument about it. So if I can be in a skid whenever I'm plowing, that's where I'm gonna be. But of course, salt truck is very necessary as well. Spend way more time in a salt truck than I do in a plow around here, that's for sure. Alright, we're here at our big property. This won't eat up the hopper. This is 5 acres. I'll have to go 4.9 acres, whatever it is. I'll have to run this out and go fill up. Feels good to be out here making this snow money, let me tell you. Feels good, feels good. Means we made it through another year of landscaping and hardscaping. A lot of projects this year. Crazy the amount of stuff we got done this year. Very proud of the team, proud of the crew. I don't tell them that enough. Seems like we're always we're always stressed out. We're always pushing a deadline. There's always something else that comes up that needs to be done right now. It's just the way it goes. But those guys are great. If you're watching, good job this year, guys. All right. Everything seems to be doing good. Got some new strobes installed, some floodlights. Put 2 floodlights in the back, one pointing near the back passenger corner bumper, I guess you could say. Coming off of, I mount them right near the corner of where the bumpers are. So one kind of pointing at the back right, one pointing at the back left. One kind of down at the ground, about 4 feet away from the truck. And that works out good. Gives you a good visual through the mirror to be able to see what's going on back there. Make sure the salt's coming out, make sure it's going where it needs to go. It's crazy and it sounds stupid, but I'm sure you guys do the same thing. Let me know down in the comments. But I'm always when I'm plowing and when I'm salting, my window's always down. It's freezing cold, snowing, whatever it's doing, sleeting, and the window's always down. Just because it helps you hear. Helps you hear, helps you see sometimes when the window's dirty. But it just never seems to be up. I don't know why. Alright. Might actually get this done. We'll see. Sounds like there's a decent amount in there still. Not getting too loud yet. Start running out. I run my vibrator pretty much all the time whenever I'm salting, basically. The salt that we use, we pretty much have to. But whenever you start to run out of salt, that hopper gets real loud with that vibrator. I could probably test it out, but I could probably honestly run this stuff with no vibrator because it's really dry and it's been sitting in there since June. I got all my salt filled up early summer because it was cheap. I got my bin filled up. Alright, I think we're good over here. I didn't plan on this being a talking video, but that's kind of the way it's turning out. I guess that's the way it goes a lot of times with these salt run videos. Let me know down in the comments some videos that you guys want to see. You know, some of the equipment we have. You know what we do, what we have done. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you want to learn about, what you want to hear about, what you want to see. Winter time, we have a lot more time to make videos, especially on equipment and stuff like that. So, if there's anything specific that you want to see, let me know. I'll get out here in a minute, show you guys the new truck, and I'll show you that area that I was talking about that I outplowed the guys. Now that I'm here looking at it again, my area is actually way bigger. It's just unbelievable the productivity you can get with a skid steer plowing snow. If you have a good operator, which I was the one operating for the instances I'm talking about, and I've been in a skid steer for a long time. And not just running a skid steer, but running a skid steer as the owner of that skid steer. So you learn a little bit more and a little bit faster that way when you're tearing up your own stuff, not somebody else's. Tend to catch on a little bit quicker and try to be a little bit more careful, which is technically not the case around here all the time, because it seems that I'm the one that breaks the most stuff. Alright, well, this is property number 4. We've got, like I said, 12 or 15, so it's going to take me a minute, but this is our biggest one, so. Yeah, she's starting to, hopper's starting to run low. I can hear it starting to get loud back there. Sounds like the kid in high school that had 2 12s in his trunk. About what this sounds like whenever it starts to run low. Sounds like a rattling trunk, but it's a rattling salt spreader hopper. Drinking a little coffee, a little water. Try to stay hydrated. I'm not out here drinking energy drinks when I'm doing this stuff. I don't do that. No energy drinks for me. I have kids. I need to keep my heart healthy. I might get away with it. Gotta go around the back yet, which the back is pretty decent. So for a little perspective, this is a 2-yard hopper, but I have 2x12 or 2x10, I think, boards stacked on top of that. So I got another 10 inches of height, so we can get about 3 yards in here. Keeping it safe. Keeping it safe. That's what's great about this. It's like you feel like you're doing a good deed almost whenever you're out salting. Just trying to keep things safe, keep the world moving, you know. Boom shakalaka. So this is our biggest place, and right here, right behind it, literally, is our only HOA. And it's 17 driveways and sidewalks, and the city sidewalk right in front of it. And we just picked up an 84-inch Bobcat angle broom that I'm hoping is going to make extremely quick work of those. You'll see those whenever we get to plowing. I don't know when that's going to be. There's a bunch of doors back here, but it's all on a straight run where I can salt it with my truck. So that's really nice. Actually, yeah, this one little spot right here behind the dumpster where there's 2 doors, I gotta throw a little salt, but no handwork back here. Sun's coming up. 6:36. I am just about done with this one. And I did make it, but I'm almost out for sure. Getting really good coverage with this stuff though. It's nice and dry. Nice and dry. Perfect sized pebbles. Getting really good coverage. So happy about that. Where I got my salt this summer was a new place, so somebody I've known for a long time, but first time I got salt from them. All right, well, all in all, I'll say thumbs up for this salt run so far. Alright guys, just got her filled up with salt. Figure I'd give you a quick rundown. So we got a 2019 3500 HD crew cab, 4-wheel drive, 9-foot galleon stainless dump bed with fold down sides. We got our Salt Dog SHPE 2000. And then back here, talking about our backup lights. You can see one right there. I have a bad spot right with one right there. Strobe is right in there. Another strobe right there, and then the other backup light is right there. So those lights shine kind of down like in this area, like the back of the truck, but kind of at an angle too. So the side slash back, but that gives you a visual of what's going on back there. And then we got her wired up for the Boss snowplow. So yeah, that's what we got. I came up with this little contraption. I just took a board, slid it underneath the seat, and then I put a 1x on the bottom and a 1x on the top to mount my salt sprayer controller on. In the past, I have just drilled into this underneath the radio and stuff, but on this one there's not as much room. I didn't want to drill the dash, and there's also like a little cubby right here, so I didn't want to block that. So I came up with this, and then whenever I want it out, I can just take this board out, leave the controller on, and unplug the controller. So should work out pretty good. But that's what we got. And I was talking about the auxiliary switches. So right here, auxiliary 1, that controls the backup light. You can see that light back there on the ground. And then auxiliary 2, that's the strobes. And these are very easy to wire into and tap into. So worked out good. All right, let's keep it moving. Snow's a coming. Oh man, it's cold out there. Not used to that. It's mid-20s right now, which isn't that cold, but for what we've been getting the past couple weeks, It is cold. A couple weeks ago we were still wearing t-shirts. But it's the Midwest for you. Sunny and 70 one day, snow and ice the next. Literally. Oh, this one's not bad. This is actually really nice because it's like 5 little sections of parking lot. This property is a whole city block. And I'd say, I don't know, a fourth of it is pavement. A third of it, a fourth of it, something like that. It's a couple different parking lots, a couple different buildings type place. And yet very minimal sidewalks still, so that's nice. Alright, one more strip up the middle, and she's peppered. And a lot of people around me are not salting right now. They're gonna wait. But first storm of the year, I know how this goes. I'm just gonna go ahead and salt it. Keep it safe. Keep it safe. That's what it's all about, right? It's not about money. It's about keeping it safe. A little bit of both, if you ask me. Alright, so that was number... There's a state truck. He's not spreading any yet, but he's loaded up. Truck bed full of salt. Plow is on. I've seen a few other guys running around salting too, like this bank right here, right next to where we were just at. That lot has been salted, but he didn't get out and do the sidewalks. He literally drove in 2 circles around the bank and left. Used to have some banks. Lost them. Well, gave one of them up because it was in an area that we're not servicing anymore as part of our downsizing a little bit this year. And with that one came another one, and they said they wanted to keep them together. So totally get that, but stinks because the other one's right where we're at, but it's all good. I need to pick up a couple more that are right along our route. I don't want to go out of my way anymore, but I would like a few more smaller to medium-sized ones that are right on our route. That would be cool, but we'll see what happens after this weekend, because like I said, every year after that first initial snow, we'll get a few calls. But I will say that since we quit doing maintenance, the request for the snow removal or snow and ice management definitely has gone down. But I've also done a very, very good job of maintaining the ones that we do have. Some of these places are the first places I ever started doing snow and ice management at, and I still have them 10 or 12 years later, wherever we're at. So I think this is our 10th year in snow, because we went the first couple years of Nickens Landscape, we did not do snow. I think I got my plow like the second or third year in. So shoveled driveways before that. Just didn't have a plow. So, yes, technically I've been doing snow and ice management the whole time. But commercially for about 10 years. Just when things are going smooth, I just got a flat tire. Luckily though, this isn't the first time I've been through this. I got a dually, it's one of my rear tires. As soon as I heard the hiss, I'm flying up here. There's a Roll King up here, a farm supply store. I know they'll have a patch kit, so I'm gonna hurry up, run in there, buy that, jam it in, and then I need to go find some air, which there should be some air at one of these gas stations up here. But man, it never fails. Should have a kit with me, that's my own fault. I might actually, in my toolbox, I don't know. I don't think I do, but I'm not even gonna check. I'm just gonna run in because that's a waste of time. But with this full load of salt and only one tire on my rear passenger side now, she is squatting. Never fails. But I'll be all right. Been through this before. We'll get her and keep on keeping on. That's all we can do. As long as the other one doesn't blow out on me. Knock on wood. We should be fine. No big deal. But I heard it. I was backing up, salting as I was backing up, hitting the lane, and I heard a, I guess it sounded like a rock. I'm trying to explain it here. It sounded like a rock hit the edge of my tire and went flying off. It made that kind of noise, like something hit the rubber and like sprung off of it, is what it sounded like. And then all of a sudden I heard air hissing. So I knew right away that I just popped my tire. Last time this happened to me while I was salting, I didn't know it. And I drove around for a little while, and then I could feel that I was a little weak on my, I think that was my driver's side that time. But I could feel I was a little weak, like it was bouncing a little bit harder on that side, a little bit more. So, all right, I gotta fly in here, grab a kit, and keep on keeping on. Well, didn't get the plug in time. Got the plug in, not in time, and what do you know, the other tire was low too. Not able to keep up with it. So, yeah, we got that going for us. But luckily, sat here and thought about what to do. Ran in there, they have some walkie stuff, and they had a tire inflator. So, I have 2 of these at the shop. Just had to spend $173 on this. But, hopefully this will get me up and going. So, let's see what we got. Alright, let's see what this thing does here. I'm setting my PSI here. There you go, way up. 50, we'll do 55, 56. Let's see what that gets us. Let's try this. See what we get. Man, never ends. Alright. Now it's gonna be getting to the son of a bee. That's gonna be the problem. I need some new tires anyway, so I'll get those sooner than later. Let's see if I can get this threaded on here. This, my friends, is how a simple, quick salt run gets eventful very quickly. But we're getting there. No big deal. But this is why you got to charge extra money for snow and ice management. Because when this happens, I just had to run in there and spend $200, or I would have had to get it towed or call a tire company or whatever I would have had to do. But either way, this cost me money. Bam, right there, instantly cost me money, cost me time. I gotta jump on it, I gotta be quick, I gotta figure it out and make it happen. So that's why you gotta charge a little bit extra than what you need for snow and ice management, because something always happens. It never fails. It's always something. Every time I go out for a night, whether I'm salting or plowing, something breaks, something happens, something changes, you hit something, whatever. Somebody misses something, somebody loses a shovel, somebody breaks this hydraulic line blows, whatever. It's always something, and it always costs you money. So that's why I gotta charge a little bit extra. Don't be cheap. I'm up at the Big R up here. Shout out to this guy right here. That guy works here, older gentleman, just helped me out get this inflator figured out, and then he came out here and made sure I was good. So good on him. Appreciate that guy. I like people like that. All right, we're gonna get this tire pumped up and keep on keeping on. So I gotta go finish the one I was just at. Uh-oh. take this off and then I'll have to back her up. I was afraid of this. I'm not going to do that because it's going to be hard for me to get this off, and once I take it off I don't want to put it back on. So, dang, tire's bald. I'm going to pull this out, put a new one in. Oh. Go from having a nice conversation with your mom to this. I was talking on the phone with my mom when it happened. I was like, oh crap. She's like, what happened? Blown tire. She's been there for all my moments, so she gets it, but it's funny. Alright, well, get this pumped up and we'll get out of here. I had to put 2 plugs in it. It's a pretty big hole. Tires are shot anyway, but I'm gonna jump out and see if I can see what the heck caused it. Well, it looks like there was a big chunk of concrete that I hit, and whenever I hit it, it broke up. See that? Very sharp too, but you can tell it's all freshly broke. So there's just a chunk of concrete laying over there, and whenever I hit it, it broke up. Yeah, it's about what it sounded like. Well, because that's when you know your tires are shot, when you back over a piece of concrete and your tire pops. Oh, add it to the list of something else we gotta buy. Never ends, never ends, never ends. That's gonna be the title of this video. It never ends. And it really don't. And I think, I put 2 plugs in there, but I think it's still hissing. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on that the whole time, but I got my tire inflator with me now. Stupid thing is I got 2 brand new tire inflators at the shop. Brand new. Didn't bring one with me. I bought them for snow, so we don't get stranded. 2 brand new, like 2 months ago. Haven't used either one of them. And now I have 3. Alright, we are fully back in action. Basically drain the hopper on this one. This is our new decent size one. It's got 4 decent little shopping stores here. I don't know what you want to call them. This one's like a fabric store. There's a little party store, but it's got this, and then it's got a little army recruiting office thing over here. So a few different stores. Might be a blessing in disguise though, the whole tire thing, because there was some 19.5 aluminum wheels with some brand new tires on there that I've had my eye on. Didn't want to spend $3 grand on wheels and tires, but if I got to get tires anyway, that's what I'm gonna get, I think. So my wife's gonna love that. But yeah, 19.5s on this thing would really help me get a much heavier tire. Give you a little bit extra height too. Not much, but a little bit. This place over here is a prime example of just how our sidewalk situation just works out. That over there, I can salt everything with the truck. And this stuff over here is all under an awning. There's like a little 5x5 area that we have to shovel and salt on the one side, and like a 3x3 or 4x4 area that we have to shovel and salt on the other side. So it really works out. This place is always packed though. It's like it's like an army recruiting place. So, oh, here comes the snow. It's snowing now, baby. Bring it on. So even on the weekends and like random times like this, like a holiday, they still have events going on, and they still have different trainings, and they take people places for the weekend and all different stuff like that. So there's always cars here. So the lot's never empty, which makes it kind of difficult really, because whenever it's actually storming in the heat of winter and you got a couple days of snow, these cars are moving one at a time, it seems, randomly with no rhyme or reason. So it's hard to determine when you're going to be able to get in here and get these certain spots done. So sometimes it's kind of a pain, but you just got to do what you got to do. Yep, it's snowing. The snow's here. The snow's here. They projected the forecast correctly for once. Once again, I get that giddy feeling. I don't know why. For me, it's fun. I don't know why. I enjoy it. Weird as that is to say, I do enjoy it. Oh yeah, they got all these streets over here peppered. Here we got a ramp. This one looks like it's just for the trash can. This isn't for deliveries. But that one is for deliveries. Little tip, make sure you keep these clean. If people can't get their deliveries, they're not going to be happy with you. Keep these ramps accessible. Make sure that they can get their materials in and out, or their products, I should say, for places like this. But we have a construction supply yard that we take care of, and they got a bunch of doors, and they drive around with the forklift out there. So if they can't get their forklift up to those doors and around those doors, they're not happy. There is 2 doors here. I'm gonna throw a little salt on. All right, this is one of the OG places. We've been doing this place since the beginning. I think this was our first commercial snow removal account. And we did the lawn care here. Yeah, we have been doing this one for a long time. Since the get-go. Crazy. I love this place though. Still just holds a good place for me. I like coming here. I like stupid thing. Well, that's not what we want. This place has always been good to me. Always paid their bills on time. Never had any issues. Lots of metal around here, so I do contribute this. Between this and the construction supply house that we take care of, that contributes to a couple of the flat tires that I've had over the years, and snow and ice management, I know. But it's all part of it. And here we are coming full circle to that. There's a nail right there. Here we are coming full circle to that. That's why those tire inflators got purchased. And oddly enough, in this video I have a flat tire. Forgot the tire inflator. So That's how it goes, but it's called learning from experience. You have issues and you try to solve them. Can't solve everything, but you can try your best. This turned out to be a good little salt run though. Made some cash. Had a minor setback, but nothing too crazy. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's always something, so you can pretty much expect that. Oh, they changed something here. Got a new delivery door, it looks like, for a forklift probably. Not so much a delivery door, but I'd say in and out access door. This is a fabrication place. They make rock and glass and coal and different kinds of crushers. Heavy duty material crushers. It's pretty interesting, really. Alright guys, well that about wraps it up for this one. I got one more really quick one to do. It's literally, ooh, almost forgot to salt this run on my way up. It's literally like 2 laps around a parking lot. It's nothing. It's like 20 parking spaces. So that is the last one I had to do, and then I'm done. I'm gonna go have some Thanksgiving with the fam for a little bit, and then hopefully go plow some snow. But we shall see. That's going to be the end of this video. This is the first salt run of 2024-2025 winter. It is November 30th. It's now 9:53 a.m. so the other one's literally like 2 minutes down the road, so I'll be done by 10 a.m. and then we'll see what happens. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to consider subscribing. That lets us know that you like what we're doing. So, if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.